Education is one of the most important issues in our state and town. What is your education experience and what are your education-related credentials?
Personally, my education experiences, I went to Sacred Heart Academy in Hamden after high school. I graduated with a BA in Communications from USC, and I've got a Juris Doctor, a Doctor of Laws, and I graduated with honors from University of Bridgeport, now Quinnipiac. I've been a law professor for 10 years, and I'm extremely familiar with our higher education needs. Also in college, I worked with something called the Joint Educational Program in Los Angeles, and I went out and student taught. I've also coached my children's sports teams in many areas. Education is very important for the future of our children and the future of our country. Funding is critical, and we need to make sure the state of Connecticut lives up to funding its fair share of education. We need to stop unfunded mandates. Again, the in-school suspension is going to take $100,000 out of the school board's budget. And Ms. Hovey hasn't been able to get bills out of committee in the past 6 years. I don't know what makes her think she will this time.
Ms. Hovey.
Thank you. My whole life has been about education. It's been my vocation and my avocation. I have lived and worked as a specialist in learning disabilities, reading, and language my entire life. I used to be a school psychological service provider, and then because of the way testing was being used, went out into the private realm, and I've done consulting and advocacy for the last, I don't want to say how many years, 30 years. But I'm in and out of schools every day. And to speak to Ms. Mount's perspective, let me just read a quote to you from the committee chairperson of the Education Committee. And Senator Gaffney said, Representative Hovey, who was cited for her efforts in drafting the compromise proposal by Senator Gaffney and Representative Fleshman, Gaffney says, Representative Hovey always looked beyond partisanship and kept her eye on the prize, and the result was committee approval.
Okay, thank you. Any vote?
Well, again, Senator Gaffney and Representative Fleshman, the two co-chairs, sponsored that legislation, and Ms. Hovey signed on to it. So, and it is great that we delayed in-school suspension, but the fact of the matter is it should never have been passed in the first place, and I would have consulted with local leaders before I voted for something.
Further vote?
Yes, ma'am. You know, as a ranking member on the Education Committee, it's part of my responsibility to educate all the children in the state of Connecticut. And while we have a wonderful school system here in Monroe, other children do not benefit from the same luxury. We have some school districts that are suspending up to 60% of their population, and we cannot educate them if they are not within our four walls. Connecticut has the largest discrepancy between children who have and have not. And that's part of my responsibility to see that that does not occur.
That's time.